Dear Chairperson of the United Nations General Assembly, dear Heads of State and Government, dear Mr. Secretary General and distinguished delegates, best regards from me and the people of South Africa to all of you. Dear delegate, the world is currently faced with challenges and suffering due to the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the most felt impacts for women is about gender inequality and sexual violence. Talking about sexual violence as if no parallel is over. Almost every day, be given that this expose violence by social media and the other media. Beating people, persecuting, raping, even kills almost is mandatory dating. Even news or impression containing criminal events always become headlined. Since if people have already looked at it something that usually happens. Sexual violence against children includes behavior perpetrated against children by adults or older than the victim. This behavior can be physical contact, exposed genital, or use children and pornography industries, where most of the perpetrators are men and are people who close to the victim. The issues of violence against women and child women include in 12 issues in critical woman gender according to the declarations of Beijing. The other issues are women, poverty and education, women and economic, women and health, women and decision makers or politics, women and human rights, women and environment, women and mass media, women in armed conflict as well, mechanism institutional for women progress. From these issues, seems that problem that befall women as a scan from discrimination gender in that society is very complex, so that change efforts are required and repaired. South Africa is the country with the highest rape case in the world, where around 40,000 rape are reported annually in South Africa. Although this is thought to be only a fraction of the true total. This type of sexual violence has many impacts, one of which is HIV or AIDS. Dear delegates, since the Convention on the Right of the Child was first held, South Africa has been involved since January 29, 1993. However, until now, the problem of violations of children's rights, especially in case of sexual exploitation, is still common. That is what that comes. So the question is, why the inclusions of UNICEF not very helpful in overcoming the problem of sexual violence against women in South Africa? Dear delegate, my establishment here intends to invite all members of the United Nations General Assembly to stop violence against women and children, including sexual abuse. We have made great strides in improving the position of women in society, such as giving stricter punishment to perpetrators of violence, increasing capacity to investigate and prosecute all sexual and gender-based crimes in South Africa. The liberation of women requires a change in attitude towards material conditions that perpetuate oppressions and marginalization female. I invite all countries present here to support our policies and an initiative that we have formulated based on justice, ethnic, and conscience. To reduce and prevent rape, South Africa is targeting youth groups to be given lessons on reproduction and sexual violence. We provide training on self-defense strategies to guard against threats of rape. African National Congress women activists demand strong actions. We call for chemical castration punishment for perpetrators of sexual violence. Dear delegates, In this opportunity, let me convey the idea that the United Nations through UNICEF must always improve itself to carry out reforms, revitalizations, and efficiency. UNICEF must be loyalty, integrity, and high commitment in providing service to women and children. Women and children of rape have the right to adequate legal protection. Problem protection or victim on the right said it was the same protection of human right. Therefore, empathy is very necessary of them to complete cases concerned with violence to women, who has a special feature that is gender-based. Without it, it would be very difficult for women to get justice and will continue to the victim violence without knowing when it will end. Hopefully, what we have done and will do for the realizations of the fulfillment of the rights of women and children get guidance from God. Thank you.